people plan ahead of the new year. We can set goals and achieve one by one to be more happier than now. What are you planning for next year? Do you have a bucket list for next year? You can make a plan to exercise for your health, or you can get a new job, or you can start your own business. You can have you can start a new hobbies, or you can make a new friends. If these are external things, what about the internal things? Do you have some internal bucket list for next year? When you face some difficulties, I think our mindset or internal goals help us to overcome the difficulties. If you have some face difficulties, how did you overcome? What was your mindset? I want to share about the Ewha Women's University case in Korea. Did you hear about that? At the time, many young people wanted join our movement in Seoul. They tried to come to our church even in the night from the dormitory. They tried to escape. You know, there are rules, their own rules. But some people doubt us what we are doing. So the principal of Ewha Women's University, Hwalan Kim, sent a few professors to check what we are doing, who we are. But many professors joined our movement. But she never stopped to doubt. Finally, 14 students were expelled from the school, and 5 professors were retired at the time. They gave us some option. You can choose one, school or church. They choose church. There are a few records from your parents I want to share. (1986). With just 6 months, more than 300 students in the dormitory would have been restored. 1987. Spring comes once every 6,000 years. It doesn't come anytime. That's the Ewha case. One more thing. In 1988, I lost 40 years for Restoration Providence. 40 years. How did you feel if you lost your personally 40 years because someone's fault, someone's doubting? How did you feel? How can you feel? Even I'm not 40 years old yet, but if I lost 4 years because someone's fault, maybe I can feel some anger a lot. I have a question. Can Messiah feel anger or not? How do you think? Yes? Yes, I think so. he said, I lost 40 years for restoration providence. I think he knows anger well. You may remember the poem of True Parents. What was that? The glory, crown of glory. What he said, the crown of glory. He said, when I hate people, there's no value to my existence. I think he knows well about the anger and hatred. Ordinary people also cannot move forward with anger. Messiah also saying he cannot move forward with the anger. Can you work well after arguing with your spouse or friends? It's hard. Maybe you can feel you can lose the whole day. What should we do? How can we overcome? Your parents said, 구원 섭리는 하나님의 용서로 시작된 것입니다. The salvation providence began with God's forgiveness in 1971. He cannot move forward with the anger. What should we do? We know already. How about, did you hear about the Archangel Lucifer's surrender from your parents? Archangel Lucifer surrendered to God. Your parents explained it. But I remember one image. God showed to Lucifer. God showed something to Lucifer. After he saw it, he cried and cried. What was that? God showed the place. God had preserved Lucifer's place even after Lucifer left God. And he cried and cried when he saw it. What that mean? God waiting for him even he left from God. I think God would not have thought first whether Lucifer admitted his fault or not. Maybe we can think when you face some difficulties, maybe we can think that that's his fault. That's not my fault. How should I do? I think that is kind of making prison for me, made by me. What should we do to overcome those things? This year, you may have become more anxious for various reasons. You may have had difficulties with your friends or your family. I think, but we can overcome little by little. To forgive someone I hate is actually to free myself. It's about saving myself, not to forgive only to someone I hate? How much did you make yourself live in the pain while you hated others? It's really heavy, right? Hate makes us lethargic and loses the opportunity to feel joy. We lose everything when we hate someone. I don't want to push our members. You need to forgive them. That is the only one way. But we know it's hard. How should we do? I think we need to think another side too. That is escaping from the prison you made. Forgiveness. It's hard. Some people easily say that you can forgive them, but we know it's hard. What's the important after that? Messiah can also feel anger. Yeah, so what's the important after that? Did you hate your friends or spouse? Please forgive them and give yourself freedom. Please forgive yourself. Let's save ourselves with the forgiveness. I'd like to share again the parents' quote. 구원 섭리는 하나님의 용서로 시작된 것입니다. The salvation providence began with God's forgiveness. God did not think first that Archangel Lucifer admitted his fault or not. As a parent, maybe if you have some problem with your children, maybe you don't think first what is the reason or something. Maybe you think how to invite him or she again to me, how to live again together. Maybe the admit some fault or something is his portion of responsibility, not our thing, I think. That is not our portion of responsibility. Admit the fault or not. Maybe we can think as a parent first, like God did to Archangel Lucifer. I don't think the forgiveness to forgive Lucifer is not easy because we know the history, miserable history. World War I, II, many wars and many problems from families. But he prepared forgiveness to even Archangel. So maybe you also wanted to your children. Maybe when your children hate someone, I don't think you want it. That is kind of making their prison. His prison. You don't want to son or daughter in the prison. So maybe next year we can set an internal goal with forgiveness to become happier your happiness, your development. I want to share this one. Forgive, love, unite. Let's try it. Okay, thank you. Please join me in my prayer. Heavenly Parents, true parents, thank you for everything. We want to resemble you, Heavenly Parents. To resemble you, we have to imitate what you have done. There's someone I cannot forgive. What should I do? We know that we have to do the same as you did. It's hard, but we know we need to do the same as you did. You want me, I will try to save myself with the forgiveness and find peace of mind with forgiveness. Heavenly Parent, please guide us and please lead us. And we want to become your beloved sons and daughters. 이 모든 말씀 축복 중이신 가장 문희승의 이름으로 보고하며 아뢰옵나이다. 아주